Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This lesson is for 5th grade elementary. It's going to be Module 3, Smart Class 4, Module 3, Smart Kids and Comic. First of all, we want to revise what we have studied in the previous lesson. In the previous lesson, we have studied some jobs. Can you recall the jobs that we have studied in the previous lesson? Can you recall some jobs that we have studied in the previous lesson? We studied doctor, yes, very good, doctor. And we studied teacher. Also we studied waiter. And also we studied police officer. Today we will study more jobs. We study more jobs, and we will study how to use the present simple in questions and in negatives. Also, we will study sometimes using time expressions with prepositions in and at. So let's start. Okay. Now, if you can see these pictures, in these pictures we have more jobs. This is
farmer,
a farmer.
farmer,
Farmer.
farmer,
Very good. And this is
chef,
chef.
chef,
Chef. Very good. Now the farmer feeds the animals.
Feed the animals. Feed the animals.
The farmer feeds the animals. The farmer feed the animals. The chef cooks.
Cook,
Cook.
cook,
Cook.
cook.
Cook. So the verb cook is for the chef. The chef cooks food, and the farmer feeds the animals. We also have the verb wash.
Wash,
Wash.
wash,
Wash.
wash.
So let's go over them again. Farmer, feed the animals, wash, cook, and chef. Now I want you to be careful when you pronounce the C again. The C in cook is pronounced ka, cook. But the CH in chef is pronounced ch, chef, okay? While the SH in wash is pronounced like sh, wash, chef, cook. Okay. Now we will see a dialogue, or listen to a dialogue, but first I want you to look at the pictures here. Think about the pictures. What can you see here? Okay, this is Alex. This is Alex. And look at the pictures here. What do you think this man's job? What's his work? What's his job? And what are those? And those? And those? Very good. Those are animals. Goats, horses, camels. And this man is a farmer. And what do farmers do? They feed the animals. This is the food for the animals, and they feed the animals, okay? Now we will listen to the dialogue. We will listen to the dialogue, and then we will go to the second part. Please follow with the dialogue. Okay.
Smart Class 4, 5th Elementary Grade, 2nd Semester, by H.Q. Mitchell and Marinelli Malcoyani. Published and copyright,
We'll try.
MM Publications, 2019.
We will try listening to the dialogue from the slide.
1. Look and listen.
That is my uncle Jamil. He's a farmer.
Wow, I like animals. He's got goats, horses, camels. Does he feed the animals every day?
Yes, he does. He feeds the animals in the morning.
Okay, now look at this other picture. You can see that Jamil, what is he doing, the farmer? The farmer here is washing the animals. He washes the horses. And this man here is a chef and he cooks food. Now we will listen to the completion of the dialogue.
Does he wash the horses?
Yes, he does. He washes the horses in the afternoon.
Does he cook too?
No, he doesn't. His father is a chef. Let's go and eat.
Okay, now I want you to notice the time expressions that we have, the time expressions that we have in the dialogue. We have in and at, in and at. We use an when we say morning. We say in the morning, in the evening, and in the afternoon. But we use at with night. We use the preposition at with night. We say at night. Now I want you to look at the dialogues again. You can see I underline the mouse is not working here, so I'll go back. I underline it here. You can see in the morning, and on the other picture you will find in the afternoon, okay? Now let's go to activity 2 here. Look at activity 2. We will listen again and then we will try to answer the questions here using yes or no. Yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. Of course, if you notice, they are all, the people in the story are all men, boys and men. So we will use the pronoun he. We will use he to answer the questions. Yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. I'll play the dialogue again and then we will answer. Okay?
1. Look and listen.
That is my uncle Jamil. He's a farmer.
Wow, I like animals. He's got goats, horses, camels. Does he feed the animals every day?
Yes, he does. He feeds the animals in the morning. does. He washes the horses in the afternoon.
Does he cook too?
No, he doesn't. His father is a chef. Let's go and eat.
Okay, now read, look at activity 1 and answer. I want you to look at activity 1 and answer. Okay, the first question, does Alex like animals? 2, does Jamil feed the animals in the evening? 3, does Jamil wash the horses in the afternoon? 4, does Jamil cook? Okay, I think that you got the answers. These are the answers. The first question, does Alex, of course Alex is a male, is a man or a boy, so we will answer yes, he does. Does Jamil feed the animals in the evening? No, Jamil is a boy or a man too. No, he doesn't. Does Jamil wash the horses in the afternoon? Yes, he does. Does Jamil cook? No, he doesn't. Okay, now we will listen and number. Here we will listen and number 1 to 4.
3. Listen and number 1 to 4.
1. Do Ali and Abdullah feed the horses in the morning?
No, they don't. They wash the horses. They wash their horses in the morning. The horses like the water.
2. Does Mr. Jones work in a restaurant?
Yes, he does.
Is he a chef?
No, he isn't. He's a waiter. He goes home at 12 o'clock at night.
3. Do they feed the animals in the afternoon?
Yes, they do. They feed the horses at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
4. Does Mr. Brown work in a restaurant?
Yes, he does.
Does Mr. Brown eat at 2 o'clock?
No, he doesn't. He cooks. He's the chef.
Okay, so have you got the answers? Have you got the answers? You can see the answers here. So number 1, they wash the horses. 2 is the waiter. 3, they feed the horses at 5 o'clock. And here, he cooks food. He's the chef. Okay. Now let's move to the grammar part. If you remember last time, we studied the present simple. We mentioned the present simple last time. And we mentioned that it's used for activities or things which we do regularly, okay? We do regularly. It means that it means that we use it for things that we do every day, like going to school, having food, sleeping, doing our prayers. So we do it for things or activities that we do regularly. Now we mentioned last time that in singular with singular pronouns, he, she, it, or singular nouns like Sarah, Ahmed, Ted, we use the verb with S, verb with S. For example, he works in the hospital, she cooks dinner, Sarah feeds the animals, okay? But with plural nouns or plural pronouns, we, they, you, plus I and you, we use the verb with no ending, nothing. They work in the hospital, you cook, there is no S, you cook dinner, I feed the animals, we play football, the boys is plural, the boys play football, okay? Now today we will talk about how do we make questions. How do we make questions using the present simple. Now when we ask simple questions using the present simple, we use does with singular pronouns or singular nouns. We use does. And we use do with plurals or plural pronouns, okay? Let's see the examples. Now we say, does she feed the cat? She is a singular pronoun, one. So we say, does she feed the cat? But here we say, do they? They is a plural pronoun. Do they wash the horses? We have a question here too. Does he work in a restaurant? And here, do you work in school? Okay, so does for singular, do for plural. Now how do we answer these simple questions? We answer with yes or no. And of course, we just put the pronoun in front of the helping verb. So we say, does she? It will become she does. Yes, she does. Just put the pronoun at the beginning and the helping verb at the end. Now when we answer with no, we must add not. So she doesn't. This is an abbreviation, short form, okay? She does not or doesn't. Again here, does he work in a restaurant? We say yes, he does. And with the negative, we say no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Look at here. Do they wash the horse? Yes, they do. And no, they don't. Look at not here. Don't. Do you work in school? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Or no, I don't. And remember, when the question, when we have the you in the question, we answer with I. And when we have I here, we answer with you. Okay, so they are opposites. When I say I in the question, the answer should have you. When I have you in the question, the answer should have I. Okay? And be careful to those verbs. When we add s to the end of those verbs, we add es. When the verb ends with o or sh, I add es. Goes and washes. And again, be careful here to the verb. When we say does, we don't have s in the verb. We don't have s in the verb. Khalas, we have does, so we don't have the s in the verb, okay? Now let's play a game. You can use the cutouts on page 123 and play this game with your friends. Does he cook? Yes, he does. Is he a chef? Yes, he is. You can, for example, use the farmer and say, does he cook? The answer will be, no, he doesn't. Is he a farmer? Yes, he is. Okay? And as I mentioned last time, you should respect all jobs and be grateful to them. And remember that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam قال ما أكل أحد طعاما قط خيرا من أن يأكل من عمل يده وإن نبي الله داود كان يأكل من عمل يده. So we must be proud of all jobs. Okay? Now let's move to the comic on page 36 and 37. We're not going to take the dialogue. We will just deal with the words. We'll just deal with the words. We have more jobs and we will do the grammar part. Now in the vocabulary part, we have the word mechanic. Mechanic. And the mechanic fixes cars, okay? Fix cars. So the mechanic fix cars. And the taxi driver drives cars. So the mechanic fixes cars, and the driver drives the car. Okay? Now look at the grammar part here. It's also about the present simple, but how we use it in negatives. And of course we will use not. I don't drive. He doesn't fix cars. She doesn't feed the animals. They don't cook. They don't cook. So again, we will use do like questions, do with plural pronouns and plural nouns, and does with singular nouns and singular pronouns. Don't is an abbreviation or short form for do not. Fix is an abbreviation for or a short form for does not. So doesn't and don't. Similar to questions, okay? Thank you for being good listeners, and I will meet you in another lesson.